Okay, so yoga. I actually buy from a farmer out in Tooele who raises, and they're basically grass-fed, and then the last 2 months he raises his own barley. So it's insecticide-free and yummy.
Good.
So, yeah, in fact,
My
I'm
son-in-law's
just picking it up.
family has a ranch in Cedar City,
Mhm.
and so they get their meat from
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, you have to know somebody.
Well, and they're like, okay, do you want to buy half a beef? It's like $60 million.
That's a lot of
For two of us, it's like, that's just too much.
I split with my daughters, so we get a half, but there's 3 of us that go in now. So, anyway, so movement. Just thought, go ahead and just find the stretch. What have you done so far this morning? Driving here, definitely. Finding that the road's blocked off and you have to go around. Breathing, hopefully, yeah, we have been, even if we haven't focused on it, right? So, I had the thought and the question, or kind of like, what are the things of your soul? I know that sounds a little familiar, having just heard it in October in conference. But what are the things? And I'm hoping that the things that are essential include moving, breathing, paying attention to, right? So just right now, take the time to just, what's maybe a little sore. I've got some stretching going on, maybe low back, maybe hips. So you're just, where are you? Where is your body today? What's it telling you when you're like, I don't know what it's saying. It's saying, go sit on the couch and do nothing. Sometimes it tells you that, doesn't it?
Quite often.
So, anyway, for whatever reason, this one is really dark. That's why. Sorry about that.
I know.
So, grab your balls. Start rolling the feet. Taking off the socks. We got some heat going on in the room, so we're warm. Just finding some places, okay? If it's been a while, I haven't been here for, it's 3 weeks now, really, because we missed 2 weeks, so. Yeah, just looking for those places, maybe a little tender place, pause, breathe. And then roll them across the bottom of your feet, the whole bottom of the feet. We're gonna do, I've been just kind of doing some Qigong, which is similar to Tai Chi, a little bit different kind of movement for, just kind of increasing the energy in your body. We're gonna do a couple of bear moves. So just roll across the top. One of the things that this does is it just kind of brings your focus because you're paying attention, okay? And you're moving across the bottom of the feet, and there are nerve sensors, nerve endings. There's increased blood flow when we move, okay? And when we massage through the ball, then go ahead and stop. Okay, find big toe on one side, pinky toe on the other side. Yeah. Stretching those toes. Does that hurt? No, but you're like, wow, I feel it. And then come up and over. See if you can come all the way. It's almost like you're pointing your toe. And then come back. Stretching out, come back. Get the toes and pull the arch forward. And then go ahead, change balls, change feet. Find, first of all, just kind of moving all over the bottom of the foot. My blanket's moving today. And then once you've found, if you find any places, you're looking, you're pausing, you're kind of going, oh, and then you just breathe to that sensation. You don't have to hold it still, but you can kind of just move back and forth across. Feet tell us an awful lot about what's going on. And then go ahead and all the way and all the way back. Just roll out the bottom of the foot. So there's a book called The Essentialism. Anyway, it talks about making sure that in your life, if you have moments where there's anxiety, there's worry, there's loss of hope, there's uneven breathing, and one of my questions was, I don't remember even thinking about, is my breath uneven? That was never even a thought. But those kind of things can be, they're imbalances, and they can come upon us because we live in life, right? And sometimes we can really, we think that there's nothing we can do. We feel that hopelessness. But there really is. And part of it is to find those essential things, an escaped ball. It's hard. That's okay. You just go get them, right? And then come back and find on either edge of the foot, reach. Oh, those toes love this, especially if you've got some hammer toes going on. They get stretched. And then up and over, find the top, find the point. I don't know about you, but sometimes the point underneath my arch or maybe in the low calf, you're kind of like, ooh, that's intense. Come back. And back forward. So the book Essentialism talks about, it shows a picture of this, kind of a squirrely line, like all over the place, right? Is your life like this? With one line, you can hardly follow it. Versus how do you get to the point where, it's like this. And basically, bottom line is that you have a devotion, a loyalty to the things that are essential for you. So, I ask, what are the things that are essential? What are the things that are needed? For me, movement, moving with my breath, paying attention, even just pausing. Go ahead and close your eyes. Pause. Find that moment of just a breath. How do you feel? And then go ahead and pick up your ball. We're going to actually roll them across the top of our thighs today. Oftentimes, and when we're seated in a chair and when we have knee issues and hip issues, it's really hard to do like some deep, intense stretches for that quadricep muscle. So this ball is something, it doesn't stretch it, okay? But there is some just movement that can happen. So go ahead and you're pushing firmly down on that. And just find yourself, maybe even over on the side. I find that the IT band that runs down the side sometimes feels a little more intense than even the quadricep muscle. You kind of start and you kind of go, oh, I feel that, right? And then you move it up and you're just doing some little circles and you might lose the ball, it might run away from you and it's okay. And then get up right into where that hip, I don't know about you, but when I get up there, it's kind of like, oh, ouch, right? As you're just working in the socket, go ahead and come a little bit more forward go back down. This one's a little more awkward. You kind of have to use both hands. Get down here, then come to the inside. Would you come on the inside of the knee? Just right there on the inside. You might want to do the opposite hand there. For me, that's a little easier. Get down. Does that the little tender places there? Okay. This is all just movement. This is some of the stuff that Qigong. It's going to be a little different. We're going to do something in just a minute. Go ahead and roll right there on the hip flexor. And then bring it over to the other side. Is it very tender? Yeah. Go ahead and start on the other side. You can go down below the knee because you know what? These muscles, they got to go somewhere, so they attach to tendons and they go and they attach down here. And sometimes it's the attachment that hurts. But it hurts because the muscle is tight. So go ahead and come up that side again. Now this might just feel really awkward. Fine. That one on me is always sore. I'm not quite sure if that just means that you don't work me hard enough or you work me really hard and I'm sore. Could be either. Come around to the front again. Maybe you use your hand to help move. And then go ahead and use the opposite hand. Come on the inside. That one's always a little tender for me. Down there on that knee, right? It's just, it's bone. You don't have to push hard, right? And then you're gonna come on up and come across here, okay? And then go ahead and lose that, but can you feel the energy that's created? When you pause, you kind of go, oh, there's a little bit of a tingle, okay? So, we're going to start with a patting. This is Qigong. You're going to pat on your rear end. And then your hands are going to come around. Now, normally you'd go right down the buttocks, but we're seated. Okay? You're going to come around here and go down the back of the thigh. So get on the back of the thigh. Come around to the side of the knee. See if you can go all the way down to the ankles. Come around the front of the ankles. Come all the way up. Come around, you're coming back around to the back and the rear end, okay? Come around to the side, come around to the bottom, the knee, all the way down, then come here. And people kind of, they might think you're a little weird, you know, they might come into class and go, what are they doing? One more time, rear end, down to the side, around the back. Now I'm just trying all sorts of different, how do we get energy into our body? Pause, pat on your belly, and then just let it go.
He's going to use this as an excuse to eat.
Yeah.
Well, now.
Isn't that amazing, though, how that feels?
Yeah.
That tingle, that is it helps us release some of I haven't taught yoga until I got back, right? And I did yoga, but I only did my yoga. And so sometimes, you know, if you can't come to class, you don't do yoga. I'm guessing that kind of happened for the last couple of weeks, right? That's something, think how easy that is to just create and help release places that are, you can totally, you got somebody going over here like, let me get my face. Yeah, you can even do the arms, right? And so, there's a jiggle. Every one of my grandkids now are starting to notice that I've got a jiggle here.
No.
Grandma, what's this soft stuff? And then they like to just play with it, and I'm like, stop.
That's why you went to long sleeve shirts.
There you go. No, it's winter. Go ahead and just pause. Sit up straight, breathe, okay? So I will put this in the show notes, but that's a tool. That's a tool to just help us kind of engage with how do I feel? And I don't know about you. That's one of the best feelings when I'm done. I love how that feels. Go ahead and open the eyes. Let's swing the arms up. Oh, yeah. Wherever you can get them is fine. Here is fine. Just try to widen. feel like your whole body is just going wider. Okay, the arms, bend the elbows slightly, then the shoulders kind of feel as if the ribs are widening, feel as if the hips are widening. Go ahead and let the knees move a little bit out. They're not going here. They're staying here. Let the feet be right below and just be big, okay? One of the things this helps me understand is this idea, I'm not gonna play small, okay? I'm here. I'm coming with all of me. Yeah, all of me, right? And then drop that. Go ahead and roll through those shoulders. Can you feel that from the padding and also just holding the arms out, our shoulders have worked? Go ahead and roll one and then the other, almost like you're doing the backstroke. If you want to go further and lift that arm, you totally can. I love lifting the elbow. When I lift and lead with the elbow, it pulls through the rib cage. And this, yeah. And then go ahead and reverse it, come forward. Let your body kind of lean, so we're getting into the back, rolling through. And then just put your forearms on your thighs, hang your head, tuck your chin, right, so that the head really can hang. Releasing the back of the neck, take some deep breaths. Go ahead and slowly bring the neck and the head up. Put the hands, plant them on your thighs, and come all the way to cedar. Beautifully done. Go ahead, and we are actually, we've all got a strap. So grab a strap. We're just gonna work through some arm stuff. Okay. We'll be gentle. This is gentle so far, right? Okay. Okay. So you don't ever grip. If you're a gripper, then your fingers are out. If you can hold it, but you're not gripping, okay? Go ahead and you're just kind of gonna go up and down. We're not even pulling it right now. We're just lightly, in fact, you can totally do it like this. We're just working, that's the front side of the shoulder. Go ahead and hold it right here. See if you can pull the shoulder blade back. Yeah, go ahead and take it out. So when you do this, it really is my shoulders reaching forward and then I'm pulling the shoulder blade back. Reaching forward, pulling it back. Your elbows might feel like they need to bend to get the shoulders back, but we're just working shoulders here. Forward and back. So don't just bend the elbows, it's not this, okay? It really is originating there and back and there. And back, and there. We got two more. Come on, we got this. There, and back. There, hold for a moment, and just tiny little pulses. And you feel that on the top of the shoulder. And then slowly come down. Roll that out. That muscle, pulling those shoulders together, is one of the very best things for the spine. Because it keeps us out of this place, right? And keeps us into this place. I don't know about you, but I don't want that dowager hump. Part of that comes from our heads being forward. So we got another one to do. Okay, you're gonna leave the chin, and then you're gonna pull as if somebody's pulling the ears. Chin, pull back with the ears. Chin, pull back with the ears. Now, you have an option, if you can. Try to squeeze the shoulder blade together as if and you can totally bend your elbows. It's like you're gonna try to stick something in between them and hold it there, okay? And then move the head and pull it back. Notice it's way easy to do. Release it, pull it back. Use the shoulders again. Release it, pull that head back. Yeah, release it, pull it back. 3 more. Release it, pull it back. Release, pull it back. This is probably the part with all the driving we did that is the hardest, is just right back in through here, okay? Beautifully done. All right. Let's go and ski wumpus. Okay, so you're gonna step on one end, Doesn't have to be flat or straight, but just step on it. The other hand, it's down kind of between your knees. So there's no stretch on it and right to here, okay? We're still gonna be working shoulders, but we'll get some biceps and triceps here. You can hold on to it. Please don't squeeze tight, but you can hold it. Okay, you're just gonna lift up, straight up, out to the side, back in and down. Straight up, out to the side, back in and down. Straight up, back to the side, in. Try to make sure the elbow's not doing this, right? It's staying, it's not touching the body, but it's hugging in. Almost like you've got a ball you're trying to keep right underneath. You could practice that, but you don't have to. Here, out to the side, here, and down. So I'm trying not to let that ball leave my side or leave my armpit. There you go. One more. Up, here, and hold. Now try to turn your palm up. It'll pull the shoulder around on the back and release. Beautifully done. Change feet. Change hands. So this, some people say, well, that's just exercise. This isn't yoga. Yoga really has nothing whatsoever to do with poses. Yoga is connecting the mind, the body, and the spirit, right? So you're coming up, you're going out to the side, okay? Try to keep that elbow in and not let it go out, like you're holding something right there. Come up, come out, come back, and down. Come up, come out, come back, and down. Good job. Out, back, down, up, out. That out movement, back, down is so fabulous. Out. 3 more. Out. We just did 10 of them. We'll be doing 10 of them. Last one. Up, out, hold. Okay? See if you can try to turn the palm up. Yeah, you'll feel that right across the top of that shoulder. Breathe. Hold. You got it. That's okay. That's okay. And come back. And roll through those shoulders. Beautifully done. We're going to do one more. See if you can take it behind your back. I'll turn over on this chair so you can see what's happening. And so you're holding here. Let's do thumbs out. Okay. Squeeze the shoulders on the back. Okay. The elbows will bend, but they're not bending here. They're lifting backwards. That's going to help keep the shoulder on the back. Just gently pull and back in. Pull and back in. Notice my head is not leaning forward. My shoulders are not rolling. Pull and back in. Pull and back in. Okay. Pull and back in. Pull and back in. Pull and back in. Pull and then hold. Pull. Yeah. Slide bend in the elbows. That's going to help. You don't want the shoulders doing there. We don't want to work there. That's overcompensating, contracting here and relaxing there. And that creates that dowager hump. Okay? So we're here. We're going to bend the elbows back. There's just a slight pull of the shoulder back. Now, go ahead and take and look up. Feel the sternum lift towards the sky. Come back down. Come up. Lift sternum towards the sky. Come back. One more. Lift sternum towards the sky. You can close your eyes. To me, this is a kind of in my body, it's like I'm saying, I'm offering to a higher power, right? All I can do is offer my very best. And release. Go ahead and release your strap. Beautifully done. Grab your block. Okay, we're doing kind of whole body today. Not really focusing on anything, but it's been a while since we've really worked our shoulders like that, okay? How do they feel? Are they okay? Yeah, you get that range of motion. So if you find anytime, like we did something and you're like, oh my gosh, and later on in the day, you're like, why is my shoulder sore? Why is it tired, right? Why is it a little sore? Okay, then it's just range of motion that you're going for. You don't need to work it again. You don't really, you can stretch it, but really one of the best things is just to create movement. So if you find that your shoulders are a little bit tight today, just tonight before bed, before you stay still for a while, move them, right? Just find some time. I don't know if you need to do this, but one of the things I do is I take my phone and I have to put reminders on my phone. It'll bleep up and it'll say, you are going to roll through your shoulders tonight, right? Okay, so that's what you're trying to do. Okay, go ahead. It's gonna go this way. You're gonna hug your ankles to the block. See if you can spread through your toes and put your big toe down and just really hug the ankle to the block. You can get the shin, it might touch as well, totally fine, but you've got that ankle on the block. Notice with the ankle pushing in, you feel your legs, especially up over the knees. It's one of the best things for the knees. Yeah, bad knees, replaced knees, okay, is to have this, because what it's doing is it's requiring all of these lower leg muscles. When we walk, we tend to use our thighs. Nothing wrong with that, but we kind of, sometimes we'll shuffle rather than pick up, and the pickup is the thighs. So hugging this block in just engages the whole lower leg, okay? Breathing deep, and then go ahead and just release, and notice how it's like, oh, there's almost like that release. Hug the block again, just hug it in, breathe. We're gonna do a couple more things with the block, release, take a breath. Ankles in, use those feet, watch the toes, spread them wide. Use the whole foot. Now, I'm not doing this with my foot, rolling it, okay? Or ankle, how can I even do that? Okay, you don't want to lift up the back edge. You want to still push down on that edge even while you're hugging in. Yeah, it uses the whole foot, and all of a sudden you feel both sides of the legs engage and work. We got one more, release. Go ahead and hug, and then push the outside in. The knees don't come closer. I'm using just the lower leg. I'm training myself to stay hip bones, knees, ankles. That's where I want to work, okay? And then release. Pause. You can pick your block up. Bring it between your thighs. Okay, move your feet again. You're just watching and kind of keeping. So if you find that you're here, you're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with holding that. But when we're working muscle, we want to be aligned. Bring the block. We've done this before, up high. Okay, squeeze. Try to squeeze the ankles in. We've just felt the block, so you can feel that. But don't let the outside edge lift. Push that outside edge down. Squeeze this block, and you're just going to push down on it. You're going to feel your thighs do this. Okay, they roll down. When they roll down, notice that it stretches in here. Does that hurt? No, good. This is really good for the hips. Okay, can you feel, release it. Can you feel how the sit bones kind of do this, and then they come back together? That's sacral muscle, okay? So push down, let it widen, lift up, tall, out of that. See if you can pull, like you're pulling your belly up to your collarbones, okay? And then release. Now there's one more thing we want to add here, okay? When you pull this belly up, you can pull it up just like you're pulling the abs up, like you're pulling them in and up, okay? If you use the pelvic floor, almost like it is, if this is the floor of the pelvis in between my sit bones, right? Then I'm just gonna try, almost like a jellyfish, I'm gonna try to lift that pelvic floor towards my rib cage. Almost like, you know how the diaphragm is just like this, and it goes down and up. as we breathe, okay? The pelvic floor can as well. And it actually, when you pull that pelvic floor up, can you feel how the sacrum actually widens? This is a hard one. This is a hard, subtle energy. You can't see it, although I can see this with all of you as you find that. And then release it and notice. Just let it. And then pull it up and let it go. Notice that as you pull it up, you can't pull it up without having the belly pull in. So we could do just pull the belly in, but if we do the pelvic floor pull the belly in, we're using more of those muscles of the pelvic area, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, now release that, come back to the push down. Were you all pushing down with that? Oh, well done. Push down, find that, it's taking that pelvic floor and pulling it down. Now pull up against that and you're gonna feel the low abs and the belly and even the rib cage lift a little higher. Breathe, don't hold your breath, and then release. We're gonna do 5 more of those, okay? Bring the block up if it's moved. Take a deep inhale and an audible HA. Let go. Take another one. Yeah, okay, here we go. Inhale. On the exhale, push down. On the next inhale, pull the pelvic floor up and hold. 2, 3, 4, and release. Inhale. Exhale, push on the block. The next inhale, pull the pelvic floor up. Find the belly, find the rib cage. Find the lift. This is core inside the body core, and release. Beautifully done. Take a deep inhale. Do an audible exhale. We're also practicing a little bit of Kumbhaka breath retention, right? You feel that hold. Inhale. On the exhale, push. On the next inhale, pull. Up with the pelvic floor, feel that lift, and then find a pause. And then release. We got 2 more. Inhale. On the exhale, push down. On the inhale, pelvic floor, belly, lift, hold, and release. 1 more. Inhale. On the exhale, push down. On the inhale, pelvic floor, belly, rib cage. Can you do it so that the top part of the body looks like you're having a tea party? So, yeah, this is great. And then exhale, release. So, that one's subtle, but can you feel how it really works? This whole pelvic area, the abdominal muscles, the core is not just here. It is here, it is here. When we pull up from the middle, it's like we're trying to pull on pantyhose. We're getting them in, it's tight. I'm sure you do that all the time, Larry. Pull on that pantyhose. You can feel that tightness. I don't know if
It's tight, but it's here.
It's here.
Because I'm a guy.
You're a guy.
Here, I can do it all day long.
Yeah.
Here, it's
Yeah, it gets a little
stretch.
tougher.
There's
Yeah.
pinching point there.
I know. It's like, what the freak? How did she do that? Really well done. Okay, let's warm up our legs and then we're gonna stand, okay? So let's use our block. Make it up as high as you can. It's gonna be in the middle, but you're gonna take your feet wide. So this is quad work. It also is hip flexor work. Try not to do this. Okay, you know what we're doing. You're just gonna lift one leg and bring it all the way over to the floor. Lift it up, take your feet a little wider. Take it up, touch it down, take it up, bring it back. Take it up, touch it down, take it up, bring it back. Start to feel this quad engage, up and back, up. How's that on hips? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Up and back, up and back. When we put it all the way down, sometimes that picking up is the hardest part on that hip. Go ahead and pick it up and just hold. Wiggle the leg back and forth. Okay? Make a little circle. And release. Come down and just wobble. Okay? Inhale, hands on thighs. Lengthen the body. Just go as tall as you can. Exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone and round. Pull back. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, pull it back. We're gonna be doing these when we stand. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, pull back. Okay, feet wide, second leg. That means your right and you guys is left. Okay, here we go. Up and down, up and back. Get it all the way to the floor. Other leg. You already did that leg.
I was trying to catch
You already did that. Yeah, you got my attention. Come all the way back. Yeah. We get lopsided, but we're not symmetrical. Okay. Anybody's thighs starting to burn? Yeah. We got 3 more. Uncount. Up and down. No, get that leg over there. Get to just work the right leg, Larry. Just the right leg. And then bring it up, and it's gonna hold.
All right, leg is right there.
Yeah. I know your leg is right there. And roll. Ooh, reverse that circle a little. Shake it side to side. Put it down and release it. And go through it. Beautifully done. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, it's like he got you, didn't it? It's like, what the freak? Well, that's because you tried to do the same leg twice.
No, I didn't.
You tried.
Just sitting here is really great.
Just sitting there, it's hurting. All right. So seated, guys, the psoas muscle is probably one of the, I bet it is the culprit for more hip, knees, low back than
Which
almost
one now?
anybody. It's called the psoas or the iliopsoas. It starts at the psoas. It starts back here. It's not on the back, it's on the inside of the rib cage. So that's where it attaches to T12, kind of T12, T11, right around in there. No, T, C's are up here. So the T, the thoracic part, and then it comes on the inside of the body. It comes down through by the spine. Okay, and then your hip bone, on the inside of that hip bone, you can take your hand and move it in here. The whole inside has this iliacus muscle, okay? And it's like, it covers the inside of that hip socket. It's not just this big, right? The hip socket's here. It covers that whole joins with it. And then it goes on down through and attaches down on the inside of the thigh. And it creates this movement, okay? The lift up, the move over. So if I'm seated, is that muscle not working, or is it flexed? Is it flexed or is it relaxed if I'm sitting?
Assuming it's relaxed.
No, I know. That's why sitting is one of the hardest things. That means that anytime I'm sitting, because that muscle, the fibers run this way, anytime you do this with the muscle, that muscle's got to contract. So when we sit, that muscle is staying contracted, okay? There's only a few ways to lengthen that. One is lying down, but the other is, and it's really hard. We're gonna try and do it with we've done this where we put the block underneath and we kind of roll off to the side. It's hard to do as we get older, okay? One of the things I try to do is I'll get on the side of my bed. Yeah, right? And I'll let one side, so I'm lying down on my bed, right? And I'll let this side come down. Now look, from here to here is long, right? And so that is where you can find the stretch. But that's hard. And if you've got a high bed, you can fall off. You can do it on the couch, but you gotta have something you can hold on to. That's like one of the only ways you can get it long. Because anytime we're sitting, now if I'm standing, right, go ahead and stand, that muscle's long. If I bend over here, that muscle's contracting. So anytime, so that's one of the reasons, if you think about it, if that's tight here, it's gonna pull me here, it's gonna affect my low back, okay? If that's tight and I'm keeping my back upright and that's tight, it's gonna affect down through here, okay? If I stay too long, come around to the back of your nap or your chair. If I stay too long, like this, or upright, trying to stretch it, right? than the knees, because the knees tend to do that with it. Because when I flex it back, it's lengthening this part of the muscle. And so it's kind of an amazing little thing. Okay, that's for me. All right, ooh, just reach back. Go through your full range of motion. Go here off screen. Okay, find that stretch. Oh, yeah. Just breathe to the extension. See if you can bend your knees and stick your rear end back. That is pulling the sit bones up. Go ahead and move side to side here. Take the rib cage side to side, finding that range of motion. Go ahead and you can take the feet a little wider and keep stepping side to side. You might even come like to your toes, or you have the knees bent and you're just going side to side. That's one of the best things for that inner thigh. But it also helps release the back. Does that feel good? Okay. You didn't answer. Does it feel
Yes.
good? Okay. And then go ahead and come up, walk all the way to your chair. Okay. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring them back down. Plant them. Stretch back. Find them here. Bend those knees. Go back. Go back and maybe lean the hips a little further back. Ooh, don't let the knees go wide. They can bend, but they gotta go straight forward. Yeah. Can anybody feel hamstring on that? Back in the thighs. Come up. Now we're just gonna do these little, you can come in just a little bit. We're gonna just do a little bit of work with the glute muscle, okay? Bend your knees, but you're reaching as if you're trying to sit to a chair behind you, okay? So you get those glutes working. And then I want you to just tiny little pulses. Up and down, like you're bouncing on a springboard. Bouncing on the springboard. Bouncing on, and then walk it back in. Beautifully done. Go ahead, remember our jiggle? Just stand up, wiggle side to side. Yeah. Let the arms go, let the whole body go. Just find the jiggle, find the wiggle. Really let it release. Sometimes it takes, sometimes you kind of feel like I'm a little stiff. Really try to just let it. If you have to bend your knees, remember that, is it this one that's this? So the kids do. Yeah. Twisting, yeah. Then let just the hips go. Side to side, let them go, let them go. This is a release, okay? Keep the knees bent, coming side to side, let them go, let them go. We're gonna do a couple side bends today, okay? So holding onto your chair, you can face the wood doors. Take your left arm up and just bend over to the side, over that chair. Come back up, go back, bend. Just move with our breath. The inhale brings us up, the exhale takes us over. The inhale brings us up, the exhale takes us over. Two more. Up and over, up and over. And come back and just turn to the other side, right? Okay. Using the chair, using the block. I have to move my chair. Okay, ready? Over and back. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale here, exhale here. Two more. I think this might be one extra, but that's okay. And then come again, grab your chair, walk it back, stretch it out. Feel the give in the spine. Go ahead and round through the spine, tucking your tailbone, create a round. You can look up here if you need to see it. And then bend the knees, take it flat, take it round, take it flat, take it rounded, take it flat. Beautifully done. And then let's work our way onto our backs. Oh, okay.
We're leaving 4 minutes, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you can just stop if you need. How's the service been going?
It's fun, not enough people there, but it's good.
That's awesome. Alrighty. So come onto your backs. Diana, just pause in your chair.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, I would do, if you're gonna stay in your chair and not go all the way to the floor, you're welcome, just kind of like round through the spine, hang, and come back up, okay? Do you all wanna do that rather than going on the floor?
Not push the sit down.
Yeah, you can sit. We'll have everybody do that, because you know what? Sometimes getting down onto the floor just is tough, okay? So you're just gonna round, tuck your chin, come as low as you can. The knees, they really want to go wide. You can let them go wide, but you can also hug them in. And then roll back up. This time you take the knees wide, roll back down. Grab your block if that helps you, get with the hand hold down here. Come back up. Roll back down. Using the hands, maybe they come to the floor. Come back up. Come back down. Oh, you've got a kink on your sacrum? Did you have it before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So go, grab your block, put it here. This is for her kink, other leg. Yeah. You're gonna go this way and just pause and breathe. Send your breath to that place that's got the kink in it. So she's got right in her SI joint. That's where the hip meets the sacrum, the hips bone. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that?
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna still be there. So one of the best things, I don't know if you have a strap. Okay, we're just gonna do some extra stuff here because we can.
This big, like, right here. but it's
Yeah, it's just hurting. So these should all have a loop in them. Yeah, so you can put that around your legs, not around your thighs. I'm not sure that will hold. I think that might.
Like that kind of?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can move, yeah.
No, they're not new, but we haven't used them much. But hang on, because your strap,
She'll figure it out.
your loop's gone.
His fault.
We're gone
You can go lots of places with that. There you go.
He keeps trying every
Oh,
time.
no.
Never
Yeah,
happens.
okay.
to. Okay. He comes out. Oh, it did come out.
Did it come out? Is it not holding?
No.
It's not holding.
It's not holding?
It's holding right here.
Okay. It should hold. Okay.
Nice cheese here.
So you've made your loop. This is a strap that is not stretchy, okay? If you've got that creak in your back and then push into it. So push outward. You might have to hold yours, Larry. I don't know if it's holding.
I'm holding it.
Okay. Yeah, just feel that. Can you feel the stretch? Okay. And then just move a little bit forward. Does that hurt it or feel good on it?
I can't feel it.
Okay. So that usually is where the stretch is. I keep one of these in the car when I drive. I put it on the airplane if I'm going on the airplane for a long time. Because that action is keeping that same spread that we kind of did with this. And then release it. Take it out. Sometimes it just won't release. And it takes lying down and letting it rest.
Oh darn, hold me down.
Oh, darn.
Sure.
Release. Okay, that is a fabulous tool. I have those all over my house. I have one downstairs by my TV. I have one upstairs. I know you need to go. You don't need to worry about your stuff, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Inhale. Find length. Okay, we're going to do our twists right here in the chair. So take your knees that way. Take your knees that way. Use your strap. Take your knees that way and just twist back around this way. Yeah. Take your strap off. Yeah, there you go. Just take your knees to one side and then you're just holding on to the chair and twist. Yeah, back. Wringing out the spine. This can be windshield wipers seated. Okay, if we can't get on the ground, bring it back. It takes a little more getting used to, but it's okay. You're going all the way around to the other side. And then you're going to pull back. Use the chair. Find that twist. Yeah. Our spine loves when we do this. Come back. We're going to go to each side again. You just have to keep walking around. You know what? You're worth this kind of effort, right? Your body's worth it. Hold on to the bottom of your chair if that helps. And then bend your elbow. You can kind of pull. You can use this hand on the thigh. You're creating a twist. Then go ahead. Come back. Last time on this side. Twist. Close your eyes and just breathe. Find that sensation that is fabulous. And then we're just going to do Shavasana. Come back to center. We're going to do Shavasana on our chair. Come back to center. But we are going to do this. Because that looks like it's so much more comfortable. There you go. Yeah.
Get a short-legged people here.
Yeah, I was just going to show short-legged people. If you're having a hard time with your feet reaching, yeah, bring them up. Totally works. Okay, with this here, we're going to do Shavasana here. We've done this before. You might have belly. If belly's in the way, it's going to help your spine stretch back a little bit more. Put your elbows on here, and you're just going to hang. You're just going to find a place. I like to put my chin, if you make a fist on a fist with your hands, and your chin will just rest into that fist, and just let that back release. If you want to go deeper, you can let the hands hang. You'll breathe deeply for a few moments, and then you just really try to come to a natural breath. I hope moving, not just doing the work around your house, your yard, going to the store, going on vacation, but the work that's intrinsic. It's this small little, how does this feel on my back? How does the breath, am I breathing uneven? Do I feel anxious? Am I worried? Do I have a concern? Is there something I can do? The Sutras of Patanjali, that is a yoga text, they teach yoga principles, teaches us that when we have these imbalances of anxiousness, of worry, of uneven breath, of loss of hope, that we can prevent them through devotion and loyalty to a sacred practice. Do you think of moving your body as a sacred practice? Was this hour, can it be considered sacred? For me, it is. letting that breath. You're welcome to stay and hold that a little longer. Yeah, feels pretty good.
Felt too good.
Feels too good. Never mind, it feels too good. Go ahead and come all the way up. Oh, yeah. Slowly awaken. So that is always, always an option if we can't get down on the floor. If the floor is a hard place. Bring your hands to your heart center. Think of this beautiful day. Think of the opportunity you've taken to move.